For Creamer Media's Polity, I'm Shannon Derehove. Political analyst Aubrey Machiki joins me to discuss the Mangaung conference a few days before it's set to begin.
My first
why
question
do you
is, why
think
do you think
ANC internal
conflicts have become so intense
in recent years?
The primary reason has to do with 1994. Because in 1994, the relationship between the ANC and state power changed. And that brought about another change. Since 1994, access to political power through the ANC is no longer an end in itself, but has become the means towards the achievement of other ends, particularly narrow economic ends. And that is why, at the moment, what we have is a symbiotic relationship between corruption in government and internal ANC battles. So internal ANC battles have become a driver of government corruption, and government corruption has become a driver of internal ANC battles. Because in order to fight internal battles for power and resources, you need a lot of money.
What ties members of the ANC to specific factions?
Well, the first thing is personal interest. I think there are many who belong to factions, who see factions as a vehicle. And this is a vehicle that can take them from one point to another. And this other point, of course, is a point where they are, in political and material terms, they are better. And beyond the faction, they attach themselves to an individual through whom they can actualize themselves.
You state that when ANC members disrupt and collapse a nomination conference, they do not do so to better the lot of our people. Please elaborate on this statement.
Well, even ANC documents themselves do concede that a lot of the battles we see have very little to do with changing the lives of South Africans for the better, but are largely about self-interest and are about people capturing the ANC in order to capture the state, whether it is at national, provincial, or municipal level, with the aim of bettering their economic lot. If you look at certain provinces, take the Eastern Cape, Limpopo, the Northwest, and Mpumalanga, if you are to become a member of the middle class, the only access point is the ANC, because the state is the main instrument through which the middle class is created in such provinces. So you have to fight and win internal ANC battles in order to enter the ranks of the middle class.
Now, you are firmly of the view that Jacob Zuma is going to be re-elected president of the ANC at Mangaung. Do you not think that a surprise may be possible at this late stage?
Well, if you gave me 10 rand and you asked me to place a bet in Mangaung, I'm going to put 5.70 rand on Jacob Zuma and 4.30 rand on Kgalema Motlanthe. I'm not going to put the entire 10 rand on any one candidate, because as much as the current balance of support, despite the tainted nomination process, suggests that Jacob Zuma will win, you must leave some room, even if it's a centimeter, for the possibility that those who support Kgalema Motlanthe and Kgalema Motlanthe himself will mount a very late challenge and win.
Who do you predict will be elected deputy president of the ANC at Mangaung?
Actually, for me, that's the most interesting question at the moment. Because if my assumption that Motlanthe is going to accept nomination is correct, then obviously, because of that, the Zuma camp will remove him, as they've already done, from their slate as deputy president, in which case I think Cyril Ramaphosa will be the front runner.
So you do assume that Kgalema Motlanthe will run?
That's my assumption, and rightly or wrongly, it is based on an attempt I've made to decode his cryptic statements about whether he's available or not. He has said things like he is not willing to be part of any slate. He has called on ANC members to show respect for internal protocols. And by that, I suspect he meant that branches should have been allowed to have discussions about who they want to elect without any interference from provincial and other leaders. So I think out of respect for internal ANC protocols, he has decided to sit back and will only declare his attitude towards nomination formally when he either accepts or declines. In my case, I think he is going to accept, because I think he has tried to position himself as the candidate of principle and as the candidate of morality. Where I am critical about the approach he has taken is that he had two choices. The first choice is just to be this candidate of morality and principle and be the moral other of those leaders of the ANC who do not represent that which is good about the ANC. Now, I think he's doing this in the knowledge that he might lose. I even suspect that winning and losing are not very important for him, as long as he is remembered in future as one of those leaders who decided to stand on the side of principle and morality. The question is that enough? I don't think so. There are times I think you must fight political battles, or even leadership battles for that matter, under imperfect conditions, under conditions that are not of your own choosing. And then if you win that battle, then you have the opportunity as a leader to take the organization in a different direction. I think that's the higher order challenge Kgalema Motlanthe had to meet.
That was political analyst Aubrey Machiki discussing the Mangaung conference before it's set to begin.